a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, also known as Sharai Talaya, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas. And this is a continuation of the Incarceration Industrial Complex. And the title of this particular episode is When Justice Becomes a Machine. So today, I'm speaking for the ones who are tired, the ones fighting a system that doesn't feel like it's designed to find the truth, but to finish a case. Because there's a pattern I keep seeing over and over and over. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. It usually starts the same way. A person gets accused, and suddenly the system shifts into a kind of assembly line mode. First, pressure. They separate you from normal life. They drain your resources. They drag out the process. And they make going home feel like it depends on one thing: compliance. Then comes the storytelling, or story making, I should say. A pre-sentence investigator writes a narrative that fits the outcome. A prosecutor frames facts like chess pieces, and too often, reporters repeat the official version like it's automatically true. I saw this happen in my son's case. Evidence gets minimized, delayed, or buried conveniently. Witnesses get ignored or treated like a nuisance, or suddenly the public is trained to believe if they're charged, they must have done something, which isn't necessarily true. But here's the part most people don't understand until it touches their family. And this is why I'm doing this, because it has touched my family, and I want to warn other families about how this works. You need to know this. A plea deal is not a confession of truth. I have to repeat that. A plea deal is not a confession of truth. A plea deal is often a negotiation for survival. It can mean, I'm exhausted. I can't afford to keep fighting. I've been threatened with decades, or maybe even a life sentence, which is what they did to my son. I'm terrified of the trial lottery and the consequences of going to trial according to the people you're dealing with. And I need this torment to stop. So that's where the negotiation for survival comes in. And the system loves pleas because it creates a clean headline. Case closed, justice served, admitted guilt. Really? But the human being inside that story, they may have simply been crushed into choosing the least bad option. And that is the hidden violence of it. Not just incarceration, but coercion, disguised as due process. Now, listen close, because this part really matters. If you're living under false accusations, a wrongful conviction, or a plea you regret, your truth still matters. Truth can survive time. Hope can outlast injustice. And perseverance can move mountains, even when the mountains look immovable. To every mother with an empty chair at Christmas, to every wife, girlfriend, husband, or child missing their person, to every inmate staring at cold walls, feeling forgotten, I want you to hear me. You are not crazy for grieving. You are not weak for feeling angry. And you are not alone. Prime Creator Source sees the whole story. The parts the court transcript will never hold. The fear, the pressure, the manipulation, the things people do to save careers at the expense of life. Isn't that nice? Their career is more important than your life. So here's what I'm doing and what I'm asking. If you have a story, your loved one's story, a plea under pressure, missing evidence, intimidation, misconduct, media smears, I want to hear it. Because when enough people speak, the silence breaks. And when silence breaks, power starts to shift. This is the Incarceration Industrial Complex, TIIC, and it feeds on isolation, shame, and secrecy. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to bring it into the light. Infinite source of all that is, cover the hurting today. Strengthen the ones inside. Steady the ones outside. Expose what has been hidden. And return what has been stolen. Truth, dignity, and the path home. So it is. So be it. And thank you for listening. And I hope that this enlightens many people, because I was mistaken about it as well, especially assuming that if somebody signs a plea deal, they're guilty. That's simply not true. It is not a confession of truth by a long shot. It is the only way to get out of a very bad situation. For example, in my son's case, they already was holding him for over 5 years when he just decided to give in. And he knew someone else there who had already been there for 8 years. So That's what they do to people. It's basically a form of torture and isolation to get what they want, because their career is more important than your life. And so is the money that they get as a result of long sentences, short sentences, fines, fees, you name it. They all get their cut. And that part of the story is yet to come. So stay with me here. And if you know anybody who's been in this situation, please share, like, and subscribe. And thank you for listening. This is Sheree Talaya, formerly Gale of Gaia. Sheree is my mission name of my story to Earth, and I will do a show on that one of these days. So thank you very much. I'll see you again soon.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are, and like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show